Hi, I'm Austin, an engineer at Ska Fabricating. Today we're going to change the sweep and sensor settings on the microbus. First, unscrew the screws holding the control panel shut, switch the power disconnect to the off position, and then open up the panel. Inside, twist the metal rod of the power disconnect clockwise, back into the on position. You'll see the lights come back on the PLC and the stepper drive. Once the PLC boots up, the run stop LED should be solid green. That means it's in run mode and good to go. On the outside of the panel, the machine mode dial should be in manual mode, which allows you to go into setup mode. To get into setup mode, block the sweep end and sweep home proc sensors. To do this, we'll move the sweep forward all the way to the sweep end procs near the dead plate. To move the sweep forward, hold jog forward until it's all the way there. It will stop once it's there. Note the default speed at which the sweep is currently moving. Once the sweep is there, we can see the light on the procs, so we know that the sensor is actuated. For the second procs, either have somebody block the sensor with something metal, or position something metal at the procs in a way that blocks the sensor. Make sure that this sensor lights up so that you know it is actuated as well. You'll know you're in setup mode if you see the DQ A.3 output light flashing. The DQ A.2, DQ A.3, or DQ A.4 light will flash depending on which setting you want to change. With the dial set to manual mode, we can change the OD table timer setting, which is how long the CAN advance photo eye must be clear before the sweep will advance. We can also switch it to auto advance for the sweep forward speed setting, which is how fast the sweep moves forward. Or we can switch the dial to home sweep for the sweep forward distance setting, which is how far the sweep travels during each push. Right now you can see the second light flashing, telling us the value of the sweep forward speed setting. It's currently giving 3 flashes, which means the sweep forward speed is 30% of its maximum, or 3 inches per second. To adjust the setting, use the jog forward and jog reverse dial. Jog forward increases the setting by 10%, jog reverse decreases it 10%. I'm going to increase it to 80% and then we'll test it. If we look again, we'll see it flash 8 times, so we're good to go. I took the machine out of setup mode by turning the dial back to manual mode and removing the object blocking the sensor. After homing the sweep, we can test it again. As you can see, it is moving at 8 inches per second, over twice as fast as when we first jogged it towards the end procs. Next, we're going to change the OD table clear timer and the sweep forward distance. The default OD table clear time is 1500 milliseconds. The default sweep forward distance is 2 inches. Both of these settings are on display here. Back in setup mode, DQ A.3 is flashing the default setting, but we'll increase it to 3500 milliseconds, represented by 7 flashes. Now, when we run the machine again, you can see that it waits 3.5 seconds instead of 1.5 to move the sweep after the CAN advance photo eye is clear. Finally, we'll change the setting for the sweep forward distance from its default to about 5 inches. As with the other 2 settings, you can see the number of flashes on DQ A.4 change as we change the value. From the OD table, you can see that the sweep is now traveling over twice as far during each push. And that's how you enter setup mode and adjust settings on the microbus. For more information, visit skafabricating.com/support or contact tech support at 970-426-4707 or support@skafabricating.com.